Today we are playing Blue Purple Luffy like you've never seen before. Now we have a Donquijote Pirates engine rather than the usual Straw Hat Crew engine. This is a very strong list that plays 9-drop Sanji into 8-drop Doflamingo into 5-drop Rosinante and then restands 2 Dawn. It also helps filtering the hand with the Rosinante in case you get really bricked up with a lot of events, and there's just a lot of power in the Donquijote Pirates in general. I mean, it's an awesome deck profile and I'm super excited to bring it for you guys today. So let's get straight into the deck profile and then some games on the sim. Blue Purple Luffy like you've never seen before. I was not lying. I mean, when you look at this engine, they're running Sugar, Giola. I mean, they're running the Donquijote Doflamingo and the Donquijote Rosinante. Running Nora Beam Sword. I mean, this deck list in total is just very interesting. So I hope you're excited. Obviously, we're going to use and abuse this leader, which is basically just if you start your turn at 8 or more Dawn, look at the top 5, reveal 1 Straw Hat Crew type card, add it to your hand, then place the rest at the top or bottom in any order, meaning we can basically stack our deck perfectly. We can abuse, 9-drop Sanji into 9-drop Lin or 9-drop Sanji into 8-drop Doflamingo, and then just cheat out a bunch of bodies. I mean, heck, even going 9-drop Sanji into Nami just to put a blocker on the board is still powerful. So we're going to use and abuse this leader. As always, there's pretty basic stuff like the Zorzura to ramp Dawn, the Gear 2 to ramp Dawn or get a plus 3k counter. The most abused GGG, like just say GG if you play against this card, Gum Gum Giant, which basically gives plus 4k and then replaces itself in the hand. Crazy card right here. We are running the Nora Beam Sword, which rests one of your opponent's character and gives you a plus 2k counter, and we get Dawn back from the Rosinante. Now, these are the 2 big cards that are used in this deck profile altogether, and I think these are the ones that you need to pay attention to. You have the Doflamingo, which just on play plays a Rosinante or a Donquijote Pirates type from your hand, being the Rosinante right here. And then on opponent's attack once per turn, or on opponent's turn once per turn, you may rest one of your Dawn cards, add one of your Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So you rest a Dawn to ramp a Dawn. So if you do go Dawn minus, you can get back to a comfortable place to use Gum Gum Giant. It's very helpful, especially, I mean, when you have Rosinante, you just rest one of those Dawn you restood, ramp it, and then now you can Gum Gum Giant for free, staying at 8 Dawn with your leader effect, which is really hard to manage and the most important thing to pay attention to in this deck. Running 3 of the God Thread to KO a 5 cost or gain an active Dawn, and gain an active Dawn, I should say. And we're running 1 of the Gum Gum Red Rock to just bottom deck a big character. Now, this is just a very interesting deck profile altogether. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get straight into some games. Let's not dilly-dally today. Let's go straight into it and have some fun on the sim. I will say, before we get to these games, I will see you at Clevland Collectacon this weekend, June 28th and 29th. Actually vending, selling One Piece, Pokemon, other TCGs, etc., etc. So if you can make it out to Cleveland Collectacon, stop by, say hey, and let's hang out for a little bit. Talk a little One Piece and have some fun. So with that being said, like, subscribe, join the One Piece family by subscribing down below. It really helps me out a ton. I really appreciate it. It's a free way to support me and the channel. And let's get into some games on the sim. And we start against Eustace, Captain Kidd here. We will take first away from our opponent. This is not the hand we want. We're going to mulligan that, look for some kind of ramp. Obviously, we do not have a leader effect here, so we're just going to pass our turn. We don't have a strong thing to do. I mean, this feels like a very weak hand. Obviously, still no leader effect. I think we're just going to swing 6 and ramp a Dawn. Ramping is just really important, at least getting to 6 Dawn. We won't have a way to double rest or double ramp here, but that'll be all right. I think we'll make it. We'll go ahead and pass the turn. We're going to be going into 6 Dawn, so we could go ahead and Rosinante, but we won't get the end of turn effect, and then if they play like a Zeus to remove it, we get no value out of the Rosinante. We don't really want to pitch a Gum Gum Giant. They're going to swing a big 9 into us. We're just going to take aggressively. I mean, when you swing 9, you might as well. I ain't getting out of that. We could go 4 here for Bon Clay going into 9 on the next turn, but is there anything we really need to do on 9? Not really, because we'll still go into 8, but it will allow us to Gum Gum Giant possibly 1 turn earlier, depending on what our opponent plays. We could always go 7 into our opponent, play out the Rosinante now that we have 2 Gum Gum Giants. Let's give it a try. Now let's go with the Rosinante and kind of filter through the hand, try to find some top end here. Not really worry about ramping at this point. We don't Dawn minus for any of these effects, so we'll trash, draw 2, and then pass. We do get the Nami, which is very nice. Just have a blocker for later. I would have loved to play Nami right there. They do have a way to KO the Rosinante, but we're totally okay with that. They pop it, they swing 7 at us. We're gonna go ahead and counter for 2 here. Or they play a blocker, so we counter for 1. I'm okay countering for 1 here with the Nami out of hand. Holding on to the Nami, possibly just in case we don't draw what we need. Now we could Bon Clay, because they are about to drop some big freaking bodies. So that would be a 9k swing at our opponent. I'm actually not against it. We're gonna swing 6 first, and I think we will either Bon Clay Nami or we're gonna Bon Clay. I think we should Bon Clay here, just because, I mean, it's definitely not going to hurt, especially with our opponent getting a wider board. We're going to Bon Clay pass. Now we still have the use of Gum Giant and staying at 10 Dawn. We got our ramp really late, but if they play down an 8-drop kid here, they can't swing us, they burn our life, and they give us 2 9K swings. So we're basically just going to force out these blockers here, and I think that's going to get us a lot of tempo altogether. Now they get to restand the Captain Kid as a blocker. They show us a Basil Hawkins out of life, and all this is just totally okay with us. We're going to use the card action. We're able to draw into, could go into 8-drop Rosinante or Doflamingo here. We can grab Usohachi. Doflamingo won't do anything then, so we may go double Usohachi here. Just start placing on top. We could go draw into the Rosinante to have it for later. I'm not against that. And then we just go into Nami, place 2 on the bottom. So that would mean we could go Rosinante as well. I think I want to go Nami. So that's 5. So we put up 2 on our leader here. I think we just swing in for 7. Our opponent should take the free block here every single time. Now we're gonna go ahead and swing in for 9 at our opponent. Now we're gonna go for another 9 at our opponent. Whoops. Basically just guaranteeing those 2 blockers. We're gonna go ahead and play out the Nami here, draw 3, place 2 on the bottom, which is gonna be the Zoro Juro and the Giola. And then, yeah, I think we just sit here on a lot of active Dawn. I think my pizza just finished in the oven, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. 5. Could just block out of it, get a free block, force both their attacks into the characters here, and then keep our blocker. I like that idea. And we might as well, if they play some kind of rush option, that's totally okay with us. So they're gonna go 5, and then they're gonna go 9 into Bon Clay because they know the value of Bon Clay. Or maybe they won't. So I think with us being on 10 Dawn, maybe we'll Gum Giant, return 2, we'll trash an Usohachi, add extra power, and resolve the attack. I mean, there's really no reason not to. They do go 10-drop Ace, but now it doesn't have Rush because they did gain a life here. They will be able to restand the Eustace Captain Kid, which is kind of obnoxious, but really not that bad. I think we're totally fine with this. We're going to use the card action here. We are going to draw into the Sanji, start placing at the top. We're going to draw into Gear 2 and then Doflamingo. So we know we're going to play this out. So we're going to swing for 6 into our opponent. This is a draw 2 trash one as well. We're going to go and swing in for 10 into our opponent. That should just take the life. Then they should use the trigger here. No, they're going to keep it just in case. We're going to go 9 into 8. Use the card action. Go Dawn -1 to play out the Rosinante. I don't think we trash the Gear 2 here because we know there's no other events at the moment. So I think we just pass at that. Restand 2 Dawn. Now we're sitting on Gear 2, which is totally fine with me. We can ramp our Dawn back just in case. It's not going to hurt. We're going to let that go this time. Getting double swings in with the Bon Clay was very strong for us. They're going to play the Zeus to pop our Nami. They're going to tap 4 for that event we saw earlier, I feel like, to remove the body. Looks like no. They're going to swing 11 into us. So they can go 11, 10, 11. Could go 11. It looks like there's going to be a lot of cards coming out of hand here. Do we take? Can we get out of 16? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can get out of 16, so maybe we just take. I think we can get out of this. I think I did my math correct. They're going to swing 6. We're going to give them a 1K here, and then they're going to go 15, which is 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. We're putting them in a position where we're like, hey, if you got it, you could try. We're going to counter out of this attack. They're going to tap down for 5. What are they going to tap down for? Basil Hawkins? That's fine. I think we're worried about Basil Hawkins. They will have a blocker here, which is kind of annoying. But it's like, what? Oh, they give the Basil Hawkins to the blocker to the Basil Hawkins? Interesting. We could go for the Linlin here. So then we would draw into the Nami. We could God Thread the blocker just off the board. We could Usohachi the blocker. We could Nami. I think we just draw and then we put Linlin to the top, gaining God Thread. We'll ramp our Dawn anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess we gain counter out of life instead, because that is an option. So we're going to draw the Linlin. We could have 9 dropped into the Linlin, which definitely would have helped, but I'm just wondering if we just go for lethal. I don't think there's a world where we don't just go for game here. Tap out for 3, we go 9, 9, so 9, 9, 9, 10. I think that's the best play. Just a bunch of 9s and a 10. We get rid of their blocker because they didn't give the kid blocker. That was the mistake in my opinion. So they give us a 3 cost or a 3K event and a 2K. We go another 9 at our opponent. They go 2, 2, 1. All right. Well, then we go another 9 just in case this is El Thor. It's the safest option because we know that last card's a brick because they showed it to us. Now we go 10. And what was that last event? There was no event. It was only a 2K. GG's to our opponent. The mistake there was just the useless Captain Kidd. But what we could have done is Sanji, gain the life. And I think we would have been okay because we would have probably gone for maybe clearing board. I don't know. They had a lot of cards in hand. I think no matter what, we had to go for it there. GG's to our opponent. Hey, we're on to the next one. That was a fun game. Let's see how we do into the Buggy match. We're going to take first away from Buggy because I think that's what we want to do. We could go Zoro Juro because they don't really have any removal early. I like this hand a lot, actually. We're going to pass early. We're going to go Zoro Juro and then swing and then double gear 2 into 8 already. This could be the game right here. Now, 8-drop Croc is going to be very annoying, probably. They won't really have a way to stop our Zoro Juro later. So, we're going to play out Zoro Juro. Oh, we should have swung. Misclick, misclick. We're going to be drinking our pineapple juice over here. They're going to swing 9 at us. We're just going to say, hey, take it. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to go 4 in the face. We're going to go 6 in the face. And I think we're going to double gear 2 here. Just go ahead and start drawing 2 cards. It just makes sense. It legitimately just makes sense. Now we're already on the perfect, curve. We have everything we freaking need. They're going to swing 6 into Zoro Juro. We're going to definitely 6 in the face. Okay, I'm going to give them a 1K counter. Interesting enough. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Well, we're going to go ahead and use our leader effect. Holy cow. This is everything you need. Let me tell you, this is everything you need. We're going to draw the Gum Gum Giant, start placing on top. We're going to draw the Sanji into the 9 Mom, into the Bon Clay. So we're going to draw Sanji. We know we're going to play Sanji. So let's go ahead and do it. It's smarter to do it first because now we go Don -1. We trash. I think we trash Doflamingo here. Gain a life and then put the Mihawk on the bottom of their life. We cannot swing with this because of the Buggy, the Shoe Buggy's effect, but we can swing 6 into our opponent. And we already have such a strong board. We don't have the ability to actually use this Gum Gum Giant, so if they do attack us, womp womp. You know what I mean? We're just in a bad position there. It doesn't really matter. They're going to leader effect into the Crocodile Mihawk here, draw 2, trash 1, and then play out Alvida, draw 3, trash 2. We know Buggy pretty well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Buggy is just one of my decks. We can't always 9-lin. They're going to swing 8 at us. I think we just take. Honestly, it's I'd rather go into the 9-lin pretty safely here. Now we can draw. Come on now. Ain't no way not to do this. I would have loved to go Rosinante and Doflamingo together. I think we just draw the Sanji this time. Start placing on top. We're going to go. Do we need another Gum Gum Giant? Maybe we save the Gum Gum Giant for life. Just have counter in hand now. Because we are going to go 6 at face. And I'm going to remove one of their cards. I'm going to act like I'm going to remove the Alvida. But actually, it's just going to get a card out of hand. We're going to go 9 at face and then 9 at face. It's going to just get a card out of hand, which is always good. We're going to deploy this. We're going to go Don -1. We're going to trash a Sugar. We're going to gain 1 life. And then we're going to put Alvida on the bottom of their life. They're going to discard a card for the Croc Mihawk, but that was kind of the goal. Ooh, they're playing Soja King. Interessante. Well, we're going to be sitting in a really good spot here. I mean, yes, it kind of sucks that we don't have Gum Gum Giant active or we lose our Dawn count, but they don't really have much going on here. They go Mihawk, they discard a card. Now they can go into Buggy, 5-drop Buggy, or 10-drop Buggy, I mean, just replacing Galdino and then bottom deck one of our characters. But I think we're just so far ahead. I don't know if it really matters that much. The issue right now is Crocodile Mihawk. And are we even worried about removing that, or do we just go straight face? I feel like we just go straight face at this point. We only have the 1 blocker misclicked. Uh-oh. Dang. They were going to bottom deck one of our characters, but I think at that point, I think we just honestly had it. We had Gum Gum Giant. We had a Red Rock coming in. Red Rock wouldn't do anything, but still, I mean, we could have Red Rocked the Crocodile Mihawk, drawn 2 cards. That would have been insane. Now it's time to take on Blue Yellow Nami. We'll see how this goes. We obviously... What is that? I'm so glad we record these videos to just be like, what even is that? How is that a possible hand? Mulligan that every day of the week. I would love to use it, but it just won't work. We're going to pass early. That was wild. Legitimately, actually insane. Our opponent's going to be able to draw a card here with the Hiyori effect. They have some kind of trigger in life now. Probably a Soul Focus if they're running the correct list like I run. You know what it is. You know the vibe. Swing 6. They take aggressively. Kiki Nojo. No. Why'd you even Hiyori then? Why did you even Hiyori? I'm a little lost. I'm not going to lie. They take the Zeus. Take the life. Okay. They teach. Okay. That's fine with me. We will have to take this because we don't have a 2K counter. Take. And our opponent gets to draw a card. It's nice. Good for you. Good for you. What if I just pop the teach? Swing 6 at our opponent. Force 1 card out of hand because that's all they're going to give us. And then we just pop it. Gain an active Dawn and pass. So we have a Dawn for our gear 2 in case they do have some kind of weird swing. And then not this turn, but the turn after, we'll be able to double bond Clay and do some fun things. Of course, you have another freaking Marshall D Teach. Is that not just our luck? Is that not just how the cookie crumbles? 7 into us. We will have to get out of this. I don't want to go down that low. We have no counter. They're going to play a Cavendish. We hate Cavendish. What? Okay. Okay. I see you, homie. Well, 6 in the face to burn 1 card. Sounds better to me than KOing the Zeus. I'm not giving that Zeus any value. That Zeus would be getting a lot of value if that's what they did. We're going to bond Clay into pass. Now, that would have been nice to do a little bit earlier, but we have a very small hand size at the moment. Only holding a 2K counter in hand. But I think our opponent thinks that we don't have any counter. So, having 1 2K, expecting another 7 out of the Nami. They could go 8 right now, burn the life, and then 2 with Teach from Nami, and go from there. But if they burn a life, we get 2 9K swings. 8-drop Katakuri. Now, they could gain their own life. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Now, they'll have to Teach effect here, get the 2 Dawn. They're down to a very small hand size. We're definitely not going to be taking that. And, yeah, now we get to actually do our leader effect. We're going to draw a Sanji. Start placing on top. We're going to draw into a Gear 2 and a Lin. We're going to gain a life out of the Bond Clay. Now, we'll take the Nami into our hand. Now we're going to swing 6 at our opponent. That's going to be the 1 card out of them. And then we're going to get double 2Ks. They should get out of this because they can. It would only make sense. We're going to get rid of Teach, though. Okay, they don't. So we're going to go 8 into our opponent. And then we're going to go 8 more into our opponent. Yep, so they do leader effect and then give us the 2K Zeus we just saw. Now we're going to go another 8 because you might as well just swing. They're going to take this. Oh, they're going to counter. All right. 9, 9, Dawn -1, discard Sanji, gain a life, and then I think we just put Teach to the bottom. So they can't just use that for free. I mean, don't really need it the same way they were, and it was really lowering their hand size. I personally believe that Marshall D Teach is a trap card. I think people run this card and it lowers your hand size so quickly in a deck that's supposed to gain it so often, but with someone like us, I mean, you just don't gain it as much. We're going to counter out of this while we can. They're going to drop 8 into Kid, because we would have been going down to 0 if we did not get out of that. They should go 8 into Bond Clay now. I'll take another card. I'll take Nami to hand. You get to draw 1 more card. Sure. Sounds like a good trade to me. Sounds like a good trade to me. The reason we had to counter that first Nami attack is because we didn't have the counter. We didn't know how big they were going to swing at the Katakuri, so that 3 was not guaranteed. Another 8 here. Okay, we're just going to take. Use card action. We could draw, play, and really just spam the board. But we just don't get much value out of that, honestly. I mean, this is the only thing we can draw, though. And then I think we should just draw 2K counter and then just go 9 Lin if we're going to do any of that. Or we just go for lethal. I legit just think we go for lethal. If we're not developing a blocker, I think we just go for drawing 2K here. I don't think we're going to play 9-drop Sanji. Let's just be safe, though. Let's swing 8 at our opponent. They take. Let's swing 8 at our opponent. They counter and then give us a 2K. Let's go 9 at our opponent. So that gets all their cards out of hand. So now we just remove the body off the board. Remove this body off the board because we can. And then we'll 9 Lin, Dawn -1, trash, gain a life, choose no cards but pass. So we're sitting on 4K counter and like, what can you do now? What can you do? You swing in for 8. I don't want to allow them to draw any more cards, so I'll counter out of this attack. They have 7 total Dawn. We can just give our opponent 1 life so that they don't draw any more cards either. I mean, at this point, we just have so much value. I could literally just go Red Rock and just pop the Lin just to be funny. Let's draw into this just in case. Swing 8. Now we swing another 8 because 8s are guaranteed. The 9's guaranteed. We still have a Red Rock, so even if they do get some kind of crazy trigger there, which they did not, 9 is guaranteed, and then 9 is guaranteed. We literally have just guaranteed lethal here. Boom. GG's to our opponent. We dominated right there. Holy cow, dude, these have been such quick games. I guess we got to play 1 more. Normally we only do 3 games. This is going to be a 4-gamer today. This blue-purple Luffy, dude, we are dominating out here in the streets. Green-purple Luffy, this is a very difficult matchup for both sides. I mean, this is a very, very complicated. This ain't going to be quick and easy. Our opponent, of course, chooses to take first. We're going to mulligan that hand very early. We're going to get the worst draws known to mankind. We're going to pass the turn because we have the worst draws. There's 200 Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's characters that costs 4 less. Interesting effect there. They're going to swing 7 at us. I think we should go ahead and counter out of this attack because we can. We're going to swing in for 6 at our opponent. We're going to go Zoro Juro into Sugar Pass because we can use the Sugar next turn. We'll be at 7, so we can go Nami, Sugar, still swing 6. We have some pretty good plays going on here. Opponent's going to get the 3 Dawn back. They may just swing, okay, a little 6 poke. We'll give them the Onami out of hand, and then they're going to play out Frankie. We're not going to be able to draw anything. We're going to go search the top 5, grabbing a Donquijote Doflamingo. We know 2 Gear 2s and a Sanji are on the bottom. Not too worried about them. Now we could go 4 to gain an active Dawn because we're not going to be able to go 6. We're going to go 6 into our opponent just to force out 1 single card. Now we're going to Nami and then place 2 on the bottom, 1 of the Doflamingos. And do we need 9-lin in this matchup? I don't know if we even need these in this matchup, but I want to try it out. We'll drop one of the 9-lins because we have 2 of them, and then we'll pass. Boom. Now next turn we'll be at 9 total Dawn. We have a blocker on the board. They're already playing down Rush Luffy, which is very wild. Holy cow, what an aggression. What an aggression right here. They are swinging very aggressively. They're going to play out the Zoro. That rest of 4 costs are lower, so it doesn't really do anything, but they can swing the Zoro Juro. Good for them, I guess. If we counter this, it forces them in, but then they just go Frankie into it. I think we just let them have it. I don't think it's worth saving. 4 into 1. They won't have any active Dawn, so it's going to be 6, 7, 7. So we can get out of 2 of those attacks and just take 1. So I guess we just do that. They don't have, they've already leader affected, so we'll just take. And then now we can just go 2k, and then they're going to swing another 7, and we can just 2k. They've put us in a very, very difficult spot here. We won't be able to gain any card draw. 6 into Frankie to remove the Frankie off the board, just to stop them from gaining life, or Dawn back. We're going to go into the character, return 1, get the Rosinante, Trash Gum Gum Giant to draw 2. We will have a Nora Nora Beam Sword here. We're going to pass our turn, restand 2 Dawn. Nora Nora Beam Sword is going to be good because the Doflamingo is going to ramp us the 1 Dawn. This is going to minus us the 1 Dawn, so it's actually better than the Gum Gum Giant in this situation. So that was a really good little top deck there. Our opponent's going to look at the top 3. They're going to grab a Gum Gum Giant of their own and add it to the hand. This is getting tough already. We are very behind. We at least built somewhat of a board. We do have a blocker we can give up. So we just need to feel comfortable giving up the blocker. I think that's the biggest hesitation we're having right now, is just wanting to hold on to this. We don't need to, that's for sure, because they could have some kind of way to control it or remove it. Usohachi would be really good for our opponent. Now, is equal or less than the number on your opponent's field. Give up to 1. Yeah, we can't do that. I was wondering if this was ever usable in our list, just as a tap 1 Dawn, draw 1 card, filter your hand. Not horrible. It's not horrible. They tap 6 out for the Sanji. Dawn -2, restand 2. Yep, very aggressive from our opponent. They have a blocker on the board. We're going to go and do the effect. We're going to go ahead and get out of this attack. We're going to rest down the Luffy just so they can't attack us twice. I think that's just the safest option here. So, actually, let's just give them a 1k. I've got an idea. 1k. I think I want to force them into this Luffy attack. And they're going to go 8 and 8. I think we're just going to take. And then we just block. Could Nora Nora Beam Sword the Sanji, but they have 2 Gum Gum Giants up, so it's not like that really does anything. I think we just block. Now we can actually use our leader effect. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This is not a great hand. This is not good at all, actually. So we have 5 set aside, so we'll have another 5. We're able to restand 4 total Dawn, which right now we have 3 here. 7 into Zoro. I'm just trying to force cards out of the hand at this point. I think we're really behind, though. I think they just developed a little quicker than we did. So we have 5. That's still 4 that we can use, because we'll be able to restand 4. We'll only have the 1 Gum Gum Giant at that point. So then we should just go 9 into the Luffy, because we're going to be able to go 10 if we want to. They're in Dawn -2, discard 1, get out of it. Now we go 10 into Sanji, because we just know they might have another one, which, you just let it go. See, they did have the other Gum Gum Giant, so if we would have swung to the Luffy, they would have just gotten rid of it for free. I honestly think you just let the Sanji go right there, instead of losing your Gum Gum Giant and then forcing out an extra card. Just for the long haul, I think it would have been better. Now we're going to tap out for 5, trash Nora Nora Beam Sword, draw 2. Maybe we should have drawn into this instead of the Gum Gum Giant draw, but we really didn't see the play line. Legit, I think we just lose. Legitimately, I think we just lose here. We're in a really, really tough spot altogether. If we can somehow squeak this out, that'd be cool. But again, more than likely, to be real with you guys, we ain't squeaking this one out. I think it was just being behind so early. Our draws were not great. Once we didn't have any removal for the Sanji pudding or anything to do to the Sanji pudding to get rid of it. Not having the rush Luffy has been kind of difficult for that, I feel like. But you saw in our other matches, obviously we demolished people. We're gonna go ahead and use a 1K counter here. Not gonna waste no time. Being able to minus this down by power would be really nice. They go Nico, Robin, blocker. Interesting. Down -2, restand 2, ramp 1. Yep, makes sense to me. Now they're gonna go to swing 7, 7, 7, 7. And then technically another 6 if they wanted to. Technically. I honestly think you just go 6, 7, what? 10, 10? I think 6, 7, 10, 10 just almost gets you there. Because we counter 2, then we need to maybe 8. Yeah, 8 makes sense. 8, 10, no, 8, 9, 9. We're gonna trash the Sanji +4, draw 2, resolve the attack. We get no other counter event, so unless this is a counter event out of life here, we do kind of just lose. Now we can use the card action Rampadon. We'll go ahead and counter out of this attack with a 1K, and then see what our opponent decides to do there. Because we obviously did draw into Gum Gum Giant counter. So they're gonna go 8. We're gonna take. They're gonna play out another blocker here. So we need to grab an Usohachi, it looks like. We did not find an Usohachi here, or a way to rest once per turn opponent's turn. Yep, we did not find an Usohachi, because we can God Thread one of the blockers. So we go 2, 2, we need 5, so that leaves us 1. So it would be 7, 8, 8. This is legit where we have to go. This sucks. There's no way to win this. Because even if we do go in a 9-drop Linlin there, like, I don't know if that saves us. We're going to try it. I think we should have been a little more set up for it, but I think we just accepted fate rather than thinking we could actually win. I think you just take these, and then you just give me the blocker. They Dawn -1, draw a card. They're going to 7 Dawn. Going to 9-drop, Dawn -1, trash the Sanji. We're going to gain 1 life. We're going to put Sanji pudding on the bottom of life. Pass turn, restand, restand. Now we couldn't remove the Luffy. That was the issue there. It's because the Luffy's there. Man, I think we could have planned that out a little better thinking about 9 Lin. I think that would have been smarter. We'll go ahead and ramp it on because we can. Go ahead and counter 1 here. Our opponent legit should just go 12, 12. This would need to be a Gum Gum Giant. 9, take, and it was not a Gum Gum Giant. My other Dawn -2 is minus on the Luffy. Restand 2. Legitimately, we could have won this. I just misplayed. Legitimately, we could have won this. So here is the turn where I think the issue actually lies to actually not lose that game. It is this specific turn, okay? So we pause right here. What did we grab with our leader effect? Let's take a look. We grabbed the Usohachi as the 2K counter, correct? And then we're choosing how we want to stack our deck and our life and everything. So let's see how we stack it. We put Rosinante towards the top. We draw into Gum Gum Giant, right? Well, what we didn't plan is just a few seconds later, we were going to attack out with our characters and then play out a Rosinante here. The Rosinante saying, trash one of your events, draw 2 cards. So imagine how the lasting impact was that we had to trash a Nora Nora Beam Sword, which would have saved us in the end there. It would have stopped one of those attacks from happening, giving us a 2K counter and really helping us out. Rather earlier or later in the game, it really would have helped rather than having this God Thread. We ended up never using this God Thread. So I think the issue here is what we should have done is drawn into the God Thread, use that as our discard fodder for Rosinante, play Rosinante and draw into Gum Gum Giant and more counter being another Rosinante. So then we filter through the deck. The last card would be Rosinante, and then for our next stack we get after we get through here, you know, forcing out all this counter, we would have had a Rosinante and then all of these cards you see here. And we would have been in a really good spot. We would have drawn the Gear 2 event, which I believe we did. We would have drawn into the 2K counter into hand, and we would have still had the Nora Nora Beam Sword down here instead of the 5-cost event that has no counter and is supposed to KO a 5-cost character. So in case you're wondering how we could have fixed that, that's the best way to look back at your games and see the one turn mistake, because that one turn mistake legitimately changed the whole game. We could have won that, but that one mistake is what gets you. So I hope you see that. I hope to help you, because you saw a bunch of videos of us winning, and we only played 4 games today. Legitimately, we're one of those YouTubers, we actually only played 4 games. So 3 games of wins, 1 game we learned a lot. So it wasn't a loss, it was another win where we learned a lot how to stay, you know, locked in, be ready, and know that you always need to be looking for a way out, not just give up, because I was getting a little down on myself. We could have won the game, we should have won the game. We're on to the next one, and we'll win the next time. All right, that's the end of the video for real this time. I'll see you in the next one. I just misplayed there at the end. Dude, that was a struggle fest. That shows you how difficult this matchup was. GG's to our opponent. Type it in the chat real quick. Okay, so as you see, this is a very skill-intensive deck. We actually could have squeaked that out at the end if we would have played things correctly with those last 2 draws. I may actually go back right here and do a little post-editing of explaining how we could have won that. But I hope you enjoyed that video. As always, join the One Piece family by subscribing, liking the video, commenting, any free way to support me and the channel. I mean, imagine how amazing it would be if we could hit 5K subs by the end of the year. We just are about to hit 2K, so thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I'll see you for the next deck profile. Comment the deck profile you want to see next down below, and maybe it could be your deck put into the video. You know, test my deck in the YouTube channel or in the Discord or anything like that. Original YouTube video ideas, anything, I'm open for it. Let's make some more good, awesome One Piece content, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.